everyone. This is Raquel, and it is June 10th in the year 2023. And it has been a interesting month so far, that is to say the least. I can definitely tell that we are in prep for the solstice energies coming on the 21st of this month. The 6/6 portal, which happened on Tuesday, kind of livened things up as well. That was definitely an intense day, moving through yet more and more energy as we continue to unlock and open up into higher frequencies of light. As we continue this journey, there's so much happening in the outer reality that is really continuing to, how can I say this? Continuing to draw those who are not as aligned deeper into fear. And that is really the agenda. That is really what is going on. It continues to go on. We're seeing more and more and more attempts at the energetic warfare, if you will, of bringing people into that much, much, much lower vibration. And it is part of the work that we are doing individually and collectively to continue to remove ourselves from those frequency bands. And even though we live in the world, doesn't mean we have to be of the world. And many of us are starting to realize the impact that we have as beings of light, as those here that are the way showers, walking through the outer reality. And it's very, very interesting how many want to remove themselves from the distortions, and I absolutely get that 1,000%. And then there are those that are actually walking through it, that are in the trenches, if you will, depending upon where you work, where you live, what your life looks like. And I really want to honor those that are in the trenches right now, those that are in the real world, if you will, or the world that is still very much confused and unaware of what is happening. And I just really want to honor that you are walking this path as a beacon of light for those that are still trying to remember that this is not our natural state of being. And so if you work in the regular, hospitals or banks or restaurants, grocery stores, those where you come into a lot of contact with people, it's really so important to remember why you're there. You are literally helping to break the matrix from within. You are stationed within the chaos to be that beacon of light and to help to unravel more and more of the inverted situation that we are living through on this planet. So I just want to really take a moment because I know how challenging it can be at times to really hold that higher frequency day in and day out in those kinds of situations where you are constantly in proximity in the fields of those that are still so desperately asleep to what the ascension really is and who they are as sparks of creation, right? Of sparks of the divine. And so for those that are walking through the lower frequencies on a day-to-day basis, really understand that you are really impacting so much more than you think you are. I know that oftentimes all you can think about is how can I get out of this situation? And understandably so, because it's a pretty low frequency, especially depending upon where you work and where you live. But also know that you are really what I would consider more of a spiritual warrior who every day goes out into the fields, quite literally, to hold that light, to be that beacon, to be that smile and that energetic positivity that people walk through when they come through your fields, they encounter when you interact with them. And it is such a high level of work that you're doing. And so today, for some reason, that just really needed to be expressed and really understand why you have chosen from a higher perspective to be in those roles, to be in the world the way that you are, because it is such a sometimes thankless experience. And yet, from a higher perspective, you are really true warriors out there, bringing the light onto the planet, bringing the light and anchoring it in some of the most dense and inverted places. And so I encourage you to really drop into your heart and recognize the role that you are living and remind you that you are making a difference when you go to work, to remind you to bring the white light, bring beautiful peace, harmony, higher frequency, divine truth, whatever feels most appropriate to you, to the workplace. And this is definitely part of the work. This is not manipulation or overpowering. It is an invitation for those who are ready, who walk through your fields, to actually feel that frequency, to be reminded of who they are. And so on a daily basis, just to remember that you are truly on the forefront, in the fields, helping humanity to remember. And it's without words. You don't even have, this is not about trying to convince anybody. It is the frequency you hold and the impact on their fields. Oftentimes, when they're trying to wake up, it can be quite agitating, but you holding that higher frequency to remind them as they try to unravel themselves, because each and every one is on an individual journey to unravel from their own lower frequencies. But you are the beacon of light and you are the way shower. That is what a way shower is all about. Holding the frequency. It's never been about trying to convince anyone about beliefs. It is always the frequency we hold. And just a beautiful reminder and such gratitude for those who are walking that path and doing it brilliantly, so that those who come into your fields, those who work with you, can begin to remember who they are as well. It's a very interesting experience we're walking through as the bifurcation continues. Those who are on the descending and those who are on the ascending. And it's becoming clearer and clearer and clearer where those locations are, who those people are. And yet, even those in the descending are all part of the whole. And so just remember that role that you chose to play and to honor yourself for being able to walk through the matrix the way that you are and to continue to hold that higher frequency and be the magnetic, be the frequency, be the light for all those around you.